Well, the 2018 Farm Bill is now law, and USDA is working on implementation. RFD-TV's Sarah Mock is live with an industry advocate on hand at today's Farm Bill listening session. Sarah?
Well, thanks, Janet. We are here at that listening session with folks from across the country who are here letting USDA know what they need to see in the 2018 Farm Bill implementation. We're lucky to be here with Erin Foster West. She's Federal Policy Director at the National Young Farmers Coalition. Erin, give us a little preview. What are your folks talking about here today?
Yeah, thanks for having me. We got a few things that we're talking about. Obviously, it's a pretty broad listening session. So we're going to talk about the farm loan programs. How can those farm loan programs work better and be more inclusive of young farmers and socially disadvantaged farmers? We're talking about the conservation programs. There's some exciting new provisions in those to make them more accessible for beginning farmers, as well as some ways that USDA can just generally do more outreach to that population and make those programs more accessible for historically underserved producers.
I want to drill down on conservation a little bit because that's what they're talking about right inside the session. What do you think is the most important kind of overarching thing that USDA needs to do as they're rolling out this new bill for when it comes to conservation for young folks?
Yeah, I think just a lot of good communication with farmers. There's a lot of changes in this bill. There's some changes to the EQIP program, there's changes to CSP, as well as changes to the easement programs. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts here at USDA, so I think being clear about what those changes are, when the new rules are coming out, and when those sign-up periods are, so farmers can jump on it, get their applications in the office, and be ready to go when the applications are open.
I wonder if you could speak as well to, I'm not sure if we're talking about this here today, but I know some of the programs were altered a little. The programs moved under big umbrellas, especially affecting young farmers, talking about value-added agriculture, that sort of thing. Could you speak a little to just how you expect USDA to kind of get out and let farmers know what those changes are and how they affect their participation in the programs?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we were excited about some of the funding changes for the Beginning Farmer Training Program, for the local food programs. I don't know if those programs are actually going to change a whole lot. It's kind of more of a bureaucratic change. But again, like making sure that people know when those applications are open, I think are going to be really helpful.
And one last question. When you're kind of out talking to farmers, what kind of advice would you give to young farmers? How do they participate in kind of this process going forward?
Talk to their local field office, talk to other farmers in their area, get on their local conservation board, on their county committee, and just be involved so they know who the players are, they can become familiar with the programs, and they can help shape what's happening in their local communities.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for joining us, Erin. We'll have more updates here in the DC later today and tomorrow, but until then, back to you in the studio.
As always, thank you very much, Sarah. Of course, again, you can hear from one of the farmers who attended today's listening session tonight on the Rural Evening News. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, the Secretary of Agriculture doesn't want to back down from